Hey everyone, Susan Jones here. So last week I did a video about my very first job and how being tenacious and having the tenacity and to do that job, and I hope that it inspired someone to keep trying. But I'm not trying to be a motivational speaker here, but I had another story that I wanted to tell you about from my past. So as some of you know, I am a registered nurse. So I was a nurse before I got into real estate. I worked in Tallahassee at the hospital, and I was a very successful nurse. So when I graduated in 2000, 21 years ago, from nursing school, and I had my bachelor's degree, it was time to take my nursing state licensing boards. So I have test anxiety, tremendous. I mean, it is high anytime I had to take a test. So I sat for my first state board, and I failed. So I scheduled it a second time, and the way the test works, and I don't know how it is now, it kind of cuts off at whatever. The computer will cut off at any time. So you could get the minimum amount of questions, which I think is like 60 or 70, or you could get the most amount of questions, which is 260 something. I mean, that's how it was 21 years ago. I don't know how it is now. Or it just cuts off. And so you don't know if you pass. You got to wait a couple of days. So the first time I took it, let me backtrack. The first time I took it, I got the entire test. So I was like, well, sure, I did it. Well, no, I didn't. I failed. So of course, going into the second time, my anxiety level is really higher now. And I talked to girls in my class who had taken it, and some of them said, oh yeah, I got the whole test and I passed. Oh, I got the least amount of questions and I passed. So there just really was no rhyme or reason to try to figure out how and when I was going to pass and how many questions I was going to have. It just didn't happen. So I went in for the second time. I got the least amount of questions you could get. So I got 70, I think. It cut off, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I passed. Well, a couple of days later, I'm looking up at the computer. I didn't pass. So now I failed twice. And the way it works, or it did work, I could take it one more time, and then after that, so 3 times, there were some other things that you had to do if you failed it a third time. So now my anxiety is just, and I have a fear. So I decided, okay, what are we gonna do? And I decided, okay, I'm gonna push through, and I didn't let fear overtake me. So I sat for my third board, my third test, and it cut off at 117. I'll never forget that number, 117. It cut off at 117, and I just kind of cried a little bit because I was like, I don't know. Because I don't know, people who take these type of tests, like nursing boards and all that, you'll understand. So anyway, it cuts off at 117. So a few days later, I'm plugging in and I'm trying to find out if I passed, and well, I passed. And it was by the grace of God I passed. But so after failing so many times, I just feel like I wanted to make this video to let you know that the fear of failing could stop you from achieving your goals. I just knew that that's what I wanted to do, and I had to overcome my test anxiety and my fear, so that's what I did. Me failing 3 times, does that really, some people might say, oh, well, she might not be a good nurse because she failed twice. I don't think that's the case, because to me, it's not how you play the game, but how you end the game. So I know none of this was real estate related. I just kind of wanted to give you a little insight about me as well. Hopefully this will inspire somebody and you can overcome your fear and push through. So if you guys have any real estate questions, or you're looking to buy or sell, please call me. I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.